Yo, good afternoon, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. It's the host CB, and I'm here with my co-host MOD. MOD, what they do, fam?
Everything and nothing. What up? What up? Let's get it. Let's get it. Who that nation? Let's go.
Who That Nation, I hope you guys are getting excited and going ahead and get your bookings in. I hadn't got to mine yet, but I definitely will start getting my bookings in, for what game I'm going to attend in New Orleans this year, and maybe somewhere else. We'll see. But
What
Who
you
That
got?
Nation, I hope
What
you
you got,
guys are
CB?
having.
You got to tell me that, man. Maybe we can click clack.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely work something out on that.
I got a game that I think I'm going to, bro. We'll talk about it. You finish doing what you have to do, my brother.
Well, Who That Nation, I hope you guys having a good Sunday afternoon. We definitely is. We about to talk to y'all about Saints football, so that's always exciting. Um, so basically, what the rundown is going to be today. OTAs just started, so it's not a plethora of information or news that's done came out, but it is a few points that took away from what Kellen was talking about, and we will chirp on that, and we would love to get you all's take as well on what we talking about, as well as anything else. So before we do that, of course, we're gonna go to the comment section, and as the show goes on, your comment will get highlighted.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go here. Hurricane, what it do, fam?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? What's happening,
OT,
Junior?
what it do? He giving you a shout out uptown on your channel.
Yeah.
Shout out to MOD. You guys, if you guys don't follow his personal channel, please follow his personal channel. He definitely be on there, having his little hangouts and talking Saints football with other NFL squads repping their team. So you guys sub his page up as well. Now my page, I really ain't active. I ain't been active. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't been active on that shit like 2015. So long as you guys are subbing his page and this podcast sub, that's all that matters.
What's
But
up,
shout
Big
out
6 9? What's up, Big 6 9? What's
Bit
up with
Six
you?
Nine. Welcome to the podcast, fam. And like I said, as the show goes on, we're gonna highlight your comment. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just go ahead and get started uptown. Um, I want to say the meat of the questions for later, but let's just go ahead and we done chirped on this before. So this is not new, but a little more was made of the AK situation during the golf tournament by Mickey. He pretty much done written off Taysom Hill. Respected, salute Taysom. He, done wonders for New Orleans. But last year, as I could see, that burst wasn't there. He 35. He gonna be 36. So I'm not, no bad blood or nothing. He done enough. But with the AK situation, it seemed like it's not a full commitment. I mean that's kind of concerns me because OTAs. If you're talking about you're trying to see where AK fits at, um, I'm kind of concerned about that. Now I'm not expecting AK to start or anything like that because we gave Achan the bag. Um, and if you listen to him on Armstead's show, it sounded like he kind of he fine, with possibly being that backup role. I mean, being the backup to HN. So just get more info from you uptime. Like, what is your takeaway on this situation? Do you think they really want to commit to him, or is it just more of a money thing?
Bro, I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you. You know, um, I think if I'm not mistaken, we talking strictly this season. I think maybe AK would have the second largest hit on the salary cap. But then you went around and you did all that funny stuff that you did to his contract during the off season and all that stuff, right? And to be quite honest with you, right, I was listening to my man on. I'm gonna give him shots. That's my dude, man. I like him, man. I was listening to my boy Big Q on his podcast. Right, shouts out to Big Q,
Shout out.
and he was saying too right now, and I agree with him that AK got all the leverage here. You know, because AK told you straight up, right? You know, I want to retire as a Saint. If you try and trade me, I might retire. And I don't think he's playing. I really think he's telling the truth. Because if that was the case, he could have went to management a long time ago and said, okay, cool, trade me. If you guys think that you know that you need to trade me, trade me. But that hasn't happened. I don't like the non-committal, how they being non-committal. I mean, we getting closer and closer to training camp now. Do y'all want the man on the team or not?
Right.
You understand? AK say he has no problem with it. He has no problem with being a backup. He has no problem with playing a role on this football team. That's what makes me think that it makes me feel like it's something more than that. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes me feel like, you know, like it's something, it has to be something more than that. And I told you, remember I told you this, that maybe some people in the building was feeling like upset with AK because he was the catalyst or one of the catalysts behind getting Dennis Allen fired. And because he didn't quote unquote produce too much this season, that you know that they held that against him or whatever because he got hurt and all that kind of stuff, right? And the thing is, if you're gonna help run Dennis Allen out of town, you should come back to the season and be very, very productive. It makes me think that maybe some of that or all of that is true, CB. You understand? Because you know you got him under contract. Kai Forbat, um, you know, did this whole little thing, you know, with his contract and all that, right? Where if we do get out the contract or whatever, that it wouldn't hurt, you know, our salary cap too much or whatever, right? And if you look at it, if I'm any coach, you know, any coach, not just, you know, not just our coach Kelly Moore, I don't see how having AK still on the team is a negative. He's a team guy. From what I know, all his teammates like him. They love him practically, you know.
Right.
So it has to be something a little bit more deeper or something that they are not telling us. They have them saying this because I'm tired of Kelly Moore. News media, if y'all may by chance be listening to this podcast, stop asking that man questions about AK. He's giving the same generic answer all the time. I'm tired of hearing we love AK. We evaluating, you know, as we do with every roster, as we do every year with every roster. I'm tired of hearing that. Either you want the man to play or you don't want the man to play. And for what I understand, that AK, if he ain't playing for the Saints, then he's going to retire. So he has all the leverage here. You already, the way that they worked out that deal, CB, you know he gets his money, right? Like he gets it like up front, like this with this little strange little thing that they did. So it's like you practically paid him the money already. So
Right.
why not let him play? As a matter of fact, man, if this goes for Mickey, this goes for Kellen specifically. If you're not going to tell us his role on the football team, stop answering the questions. Period. Just say no comment. How much rather hear you say no comment than to come with the flim flam stuff that you coming with. Because
Correct.
apparently the way AK makes it look, he went on to Ryan Armstead and said, I have no problem. I have no problem with having a role on this team or whatever. But remember, it was the Honey Badger that said that
Right.
about, this thing with Dennis Allen and all that.
Yep.
I'm thinking that there must be some truth to all this. And remember, right, keep in mind, right, that Mickey really liked the Dennis. He really did. And this may be his get back, for Dennis and all that kind of stuff. And if Mickey is doing that kind of stuff, that's something that I think is detrimental to the team.
You know what? Now, thinking about it, I think I know how this is just how my take on how this played out. Cause I was about to bring up the Honey Badger what he said on his show. But if you think about it, Miss Benson, she came out and done the fine, not Mickey. So could have AK went to her privately and been like, "Hey, the team is not feeling the man no more. Like, I think we need a change." Maybe
Ooh.
he pulled that move behind his back, and that rubbed Mickey the wrong way instead of coming to Mickey about it. Because he knew Mickey was gonna stay loyal, gonna give DA all the time in the world to try to fix it. Maybe he pulled that move because you think
Went,
about
went
it,
over
he
his
the one
head.
came out and done the fine. It wasn't Mickey.
That that boy, that might have some credence right there, CB. That may have a lot to do with everything to be if he went over Mickey head.
I think that's what it was. Because you gotta think about it. All these players in these other organizations. I mean, you pretty much know. You have a little back and forth, little bickering going on. Then you patch it up, keep it moving. But I think that's how that played out. It gotta be because what else could it? Because it
Yeah, that's
could
because
have been.
and plus, bro, all seem like all the answers are so vague. I mean, extremely vague, and all the answers it seemed like it's recorded. I mean, Kelly Moore say the exact same thing every time they ask him about AK. I mean, word for word, CB. So maybe that's it. And if that is it, right? If that is it, right? Okay, look, bro. All right, I don't like you. I don't want you to play. I would like to trade you, but I know you say that you're gonna retire. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna release you, and then we will have to eat whatever that dead cat money is, right? But just do that. I much rather you do that than to flim flam us, throughout the whole off season, and then then training camp come, and you still flim flamming us and all that, right? Or what you trying to do? You just trying to really stick it to AK? That's what you're trying to do? You're trying to stick it to him? Okay. Okay, all right. He got your man fired. You should be, satisfied with the situation that we got now, which was a lot better than when your man was around.
Yep.
You understand? I mean, get over it. It's not like, like AK is going to be, around here for the next decade.
And to
This,
be honest,
for
I mean,
all we know, this may be his last season.
and from a football standpoint, this makes perfect sense. I'm talking about to have a reduced role with AK. We know his bursts and stuff. I mean, we don't need him to do that at this point. But if we can limit half of his reps, and it's a 1-2 punch with HF, and just to say, Lord forbid, not calling injuries. I'm just saying, if HN happened to get hurt for a few weeks, AK will be able to fill that void for a few weeks till he
Yeah.
get back. Like this is a perfect situation, especially if you done revised this contract. But
bro. It's
that's the only thing I can think of. Because just like I said, just bickering with the organization or having a few words for Miss Benson to, and you know how in the background she is, she always clapping up coaches and everything. For her to come out and she put the foot down and say, "No, we gotta do this." I think AK went to her privately and was
well,
like, "Hey, the guys is not feeling this man no more in the locker room. It's the
I
only
said, bro,
way."
it's a possibility, man. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, and we keep in mind that all that we are saying right here, we can't actually prove none of this. Okay,
Right,
but I say that to say this, right? That's the only scenario that seemed like it makes sense right now, CB. That's the only scenario. Okay, him leading the charge in the locker room to have Dennis Allen fired, you know, that don't mean nothing to you know. Let's just say that that's what he did. Ultimately, you leading the charge, you ain't the one that's responsible. You don't have the power to fire the dude. Either the GM or the owner has that power. Let's just say it was just that. So why would Mickey be bugging off from that? Okay, and people we get disgruntled and stuff all the time with coaches that are not successful. Okay, so it would have to be something like he went over his head and something like it gotta be something like that. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. And I don't know. And then if that's the case, then right, then I think that Mickey would be disingenuous because AK could have rushed for 1,200 yards last season, and you still would have felt some kind of way. I would. You understand? And I'm saying this right. Y'all got to realize, right? I'm ex-military. I understand they hammer in our head that chain of command about not going over certain people's heads, that there's a certain chain of command that you
right,
must follow. You
right.
understand? So if that's the case, right, AK could have had a damn all pro season last year, and you still would be feeling some kind of way because you think that he usurped your power. So, bro, look, man, as a matter of fact, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? Even though me and CB didn't discuss this already, but I'm gonna say this up front, right? Until they have some type of resolution on Alvin Kamara, we ain't gonna even talk about it no more on this show. You understand?
Right.
We ain't gonna even talk about it no more. Because now it's getting to the point where it's getting frustrating and it's starting to piss me off now. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, we ain't gonna even talk about it no more. If they don't want to talk about it, you understand? Then we ain't gonna talk about
Right.
it. And so consider this, right? Until they have a resolution, consider this the last time that we talk about Alvin Kamara in that capacity.
Correct. So that's it. That's it with the AK stuff, and then
It was the AK stuff.
yeah, we won't talk about him until we see AK actually doing a interview. From the field.
If AK and look, if we see AK actually come to training camp, then that's gonna be an assumption that Alvin Kamara is part of the New Orleans Saints for this year. And we gonna leave it. Then we will start talking about Alvin Kamara in the capacity that we used to talk about him. Otherwise, right now, we don't even know if Alvin Kamara is a member of the New Orleans Saints.
Right. Okay, so let's just go ahead and move on. These are just a few takeaways that I took from the chirping coming
They had
from
a huge
Benji.
takeaway, but I want to see if you gonna match mine. Go ahead.
So let's go to Olave. Olave. I don't know how true it is. Where it is. He don't put on some weight. But the question I want to ask you with him and Tyson, Of course, I want to ask you. You can get into that. I mean, if he put the weight on, good. But no, this would be for Olave. For Chris Olave, we seen that he stepped up and he showed that he can be a number one receiver. Now, going forward, do you think he is a good red zone weapon? Have he developed that part of his game? Because you remember we had a little issues, and uh, we started to see him get us in the red zone. But have he took it to that next level to where we on the 10, 15 yard line and he able to score? We on the 5 yard line and we need him to break off a press and get open. Is
Let me
he
put
at
it like
that point yet?
this, right? I think I'm gonna say yes, and I don't want to say no. The reason why I don't want to say no is because I don't think we really need him to do that now. If it makes sense, if that makes sense. We got Noah Fant, we got Oscar Delps, we got Juwan Johnson, we got a big ass Devon Vele, we got a Jordan Tyson. You understand? We got people that can be very, very good red zone um, targets. And I also think that we have a running back that can probably produce in the red zone as well in Travis Achan. So yes, I'm gonna say yes, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at yes. I think that he can be also productive in that role as well. But I also want to say this, right? I don't think we really need him. If he can get us into the red zone from some of the stuff that he do, these big bodies gotta pay off, man. I don't think we got a receiver in our locker room that's shorter than 6'3". So and we got big tight ends, so we don't really need him to quote unquote be successful in a red zone. However, I think he could be, you know, I think he could be, and I think that can be a good addition and stuff, right? Because he wasn't really too bad in the red zone last season. You know, it's just that last season, right? The team sucked as a whole in the red zone last season. At least during the earlier parts of the season, not so much when Tyler took over, but that was just a team struggle, period, being in the red zone. I think he can do it. And let me say this, right? I think he can do it. I also think that we don't have to rely upon him to do it either, CB. That's my answer. So I'm not going to say
Okay.
no, he can't.
Agree. And I want to shout out to the people in the comments. Shout out to Ace Babin 5279. Shout out to our guy J Live in
Oh,
the
my man,
building.
J Love. What's up, J Live? Where's my
Well,
dog?
let's see what responses they have. Ace Babin said, I think the 12 personnel,
Thinking the
he
12
assuming that
personnel.
to the then he also saying a two tight end sets in red zone. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then J Live said we're going to run QW. I don't know what the
Oh,
QW is. You also said 12 and 13 personnel.
yeah. I
Okay.
remember I told you that. I told you that, CB. I expect us to run a lot of 12 and 13 personnel this season. A lot of it.
Right.
I think, like I said, I think that is specific why Kellen Moore emphasized going after these tight ends. And I told you, and I'm gonna say it again, right? And look, right. Hopefully the season will bear me witness. Jordan Tyson was very, very huge drafting him. Okay, but I think the most important person drafted in this draft was Oscar Delps. I do believe that. You understand? He is the one that's going to be able to facilitate us running those 12 personnel and that 13 personnel. That is the one. I think he is the straw that stirs the drink up when it comes down to that. And I think Oscar Delps is a better player than what was shown in college. And he proved to be a heck of a player in college. Don't get me wrong. But I think he can do more than that. You understand? Remember, this dude was the replacement for Brock Bowers. You understand? So I believe that's it. I agree. I agree with Jay Live. A lot of 12 and 13 personnel this season. Kevin gonna try and run. Kellen gonna try and run it down your throat. And when you take and do something about them running it, he gonna kill you and stuff with them big fast receivers. I think he wants to throw the ball up the field this season too a lot. I think that's his desire. But keep in mind, y'all, Kelly Moore is running the offense like he wants to now.
Right.
Remember, he used to be the offensive coordinator for certain coaches. And although he was running his offense, that coach can come to you and tell you, I want you to run your offense, but I want there to be more of a running emphasis on this or more of a passing emphasis. That head coach can tell you that. But now he running his offense the way he wants to run his offense without no constrictions or restrictions, I may say. Okay, so I think he wants to throw it up the field. And if he soften you up throwing it up the field, that's when he gonna go running on you and start using the 12 and 13 personnel group. And dig this, right? This is supposed to be the trend. This is what I heard about the trend of the league is that a lot of teams gonna start running these 12 and 13 personnel because a lot of these tight ends are becoming to be very, very athletic now. They got a lot of really athletic tight ends and stuff, man, coming into the league now that can catch, that can also block, and a lot of these tight ends that can beat cornerbacks easily. You know, so that's probably going to be the thing. And I think that Kellen Moore saw it coming, and that's why it's good to have a coach that's kind of, relatively young, you know,
Right.
so he can know and understand the new innovative stuff that's going on in the league and be at the forefront of it. So we probably so I agree with Jay Live. We're gonna be in a lot of 12 and 13 personnel, and we probably gonna be in those formations a lot in the red zone. So
Right.
feeling that. So yeah, that's how I feel. That's my answer to that, CB.
Okay. Similar thoughts here. I don't think we need to rely on Olave like last year to give us some to be a red zone threat. Now I think he still himself, he still want to be that go to. But just say if he having a day where that cornerback is giving him some work, it's other options. Um,
Yeah.
so and then we run the ball in there too. So it's both ways we can do it. But we'll just see how
Bruh, if
things work
that
out.
boy, if that boy Jordan Tyson is healthy, you understand, stay healthy all season, right? That should be our red zone threat. I don't know if you saw film on him. Oh my goodness. In the red zone, yes, I want him getting the ball in the red zone as often as possible. He seemed like he's unstoppable on the field, period. But in those areas, like in the red zone, where this dude can go up there and get it, you understand? He got a heck of a vertical, man. I mean, a heck of a vertical. You understand what I'm saying? So, me, myself, that's why I tell you, right? We don't have to. I wouldn't care if they emphasize Jordan Tyson in the red zone all Because that sounds like easy money right there. That sounds like easy money right there. And man, I've been just tripping off, man. I've seen some articles recently. The comp they giving him is wow, man. I mean, they comparing him to really, really great wide receivers. He getting a whole lot of OBJ comp. I mean, a whole lot of OBJ comp. And everybody knows that I am a LSU fan as well. If he's anyway as good as OBJ, wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Or especially when OBJ was in his prime, wow. That's all I have to say is wow. You know, Tyler got weapons all around him, bro. You know, they said he looked good at OTAs too. You know,
Yep.
so all right, that's we there with that one. Where we go next, CB?
Okay, I'm gonna read this comment from J Live. Then I can go on the other side,
Yeah.
and I got a couple questions there. J Live says, just look at the focus of the tight end position. We're going to run quite a bit of hurry up offense to keep opposing teams in a certain look on defense and game plan against it.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. Agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And it's good having our coach is kind of a nerd too. It's good having kind of a nerd as a coach. I like
Correct.
that.
So let's go to the other side of the football. Now this
That's
I'm
gonna be
glad I forgot who asked him the question, but he brought up Pete Warner. Now, as it currently stands right now, just the linebacker position. I'm not counting Chase Young and them the outside. I'm talking about strictly the linebacker position. It's only 5 people on the roster right now.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
and he did also mention that that will be a position they will be looking to acquire later on in the offseason. So I don't know if they're going to wait till the preseason is over and then you know how you get them certain cuts and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to wait till then or just hoping somebody step up. But I know Pete Warner's name was brought up. So what do you think his role will be? Because it's looking the way it's looking like they're going to roll with him. But do you think he will be a starter? Or do you think his role will diminish as Stutzman steps up this year? I think you froze up on me, Uptown. Or it might be my end.
We before training camp and all that kind of stuff, he is the starter. And I noticed that too, right? That uh, that a fact. Well, I take that back. We did sign Caden Ellis. Okay. But be they stood pat, you know. Now that they got something with Danny Stolber,
I think you're breaking up, Uptown. I'm not sure the live comment if you guys can hear Uptown because he breaking up on my end. Let me try something right quick. Yeah, it says breaking up. So when Uptown get back on here, he gonna have to start back over on that question. But before he hop back in, my ticker was here. You go, here you go.
I
Yo, yo,
don't I don't know what the hell happened just now, man. I
yeah,
didn't
but
know.
it broke up soon as I asked you the question. So I don't even think they heard the start.
Not either. You notice, right? Like we signed Caden Ellis. And that's the only thing that we did. We didn't draft no linebacker. We didn't even bring in any additional free agent linebackers besides Caden Ellis. Now, either we think that we got something in Danny Stutzman and Isaiah Starbert, you know, and we don't need to have any additional people. And then I like the Jalen Ford. I like Jalen Ford too, you know. Either we think that we got the answers already in our locker room, or like they say they're gonna do, they're gonna address it, later on. Now, as far as Pete Warner is concerned, right? Like I say, on paper right now, Pete Warner is the starter. But I don't think that they have any confidence in him. You know, Pete Warner does a bit of everything good, but nothing well, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need a difference maker at that position. And he has not been a difference maker that I thought that he would be when we first signed him, you know. So, and then they gave him the new contract and all that. If y'all felt like that, why would y'all give him a new contract and all that? That just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But I said this on the last show, right? It's up to Stutzman, it's up to Stallberg to go take somebody's damn job. Make Pete Warner obsolete. Now, I'm not going to be one-sided on this, right? Pete Warner, you see how people thinking that you're a buster. You understand? You see how people thinking that you're a buster right now. Go to training camp and prove them wrong. Then we wouldn't have these discussions and stuff, anymore or no longer. You understand? Starbert, Stutzman, Ford. You can go get that job if you want to. Go out there, show up, and show out. Okay? Keep in mind, right? If you go out there and show up and show out, you probably gonna win a job. You know why? This is not a Kellen Moore dude. This dude was not drafted. When Kellen Moore, we only had Kellen Moore for 2. This dude been around for some years. I think Pete Warner was even drafted when we had Sean Payton. Right?
Yeah.
He's been around for quite some time. So, in other words, he's not a Kellen Moore dude. Some of you guys are, especially you, Stutzman and Stallberg.
Yeah.
Y'all Kellen Moore guys. If y'all feel like that, y'all hearing that, y'all feel that, y'all know what's going on. If we know it as the fans, y'all know it as the players. I know y'all know it as the players. If you don't, then you're foolish. Go take his damn job. Seriously. And I'm gonna say this one more again. So I don't sound like I'm being, partial to anybody. You know these dudes, you know what they saying about you, Pete. You know how the organization seem like it's souring on you, Pete.
Yeah.
So you should want to go out there and act bad, even if it would benefit you in the long term by getting traded to somewhere else. You can come in there and show them, show people, look, ain't none of y'all getting my damn job. Y'all gonna stay right there on the bench. If you bout it like that. You understand? So that's the way they gotta roll, bro. That's how I see that, CB. Okay? But there's something else interesting about, I don't know if you're gonna address it, but I'm gonna go on and address it. And I want to see what you think about it. So I'm gonna ask you how you think about something. We're gonna do this in reverse, right? The person that lined up for that star position that at the first OTAs was Jonas Sankier. Did you hear
That's
that?
yeah, that's exactly what I was about to get into. We locked in.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Yeah,
the way I hear it, bro, that the Saints are adamant about they got the answer in the building. That they ain't even talking about, going out and getting no additional person or nothing. You understand? But I heard he took most of the snaps at that star position. That might be a good thing, bro. You understand? Because look, I thought Jonas Sankira played very, very good last season, man. He was a rookie. He came in when Blackman got injured. Remember, he played from game one. Jonas
right.
Sankira played in 17 games last season and started 16 of them. Okay. Then they say that supposedly I didn't know that he has experience at playing in that position in college. They say he lined up for some 80 some snaps in that position in college. So, what you think, CB?
Well, before I get on him, just him going to the slot, getting reps in the slot, shows me how much they would like Justin Blackman to be on the field for them this year.
Yeah.
Now, with the Justin when Justin Blackman got hurt again last year, I thought that experiment was over. But the fact that they brought him back and gonna give him another shot to be in the lineup, that shows me that Kellen Moore really, think highly of the guy. Um, so that's the thing with Blackman. So Blackman, I mean,
Yeah, that was the one. That was one of my takeaways too. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was one of my takeaways too. They really seem like they
yeah,
value this guy Black. But you can
yeah.
continue, CB.
So yeah, I mean, so with Blackman, I mean, you getting another opportunity, you better stay healthy because if not, then somebody will fill in that role. Now, the thing with Sankir, he
Mm-hmm.
physical. So man, I'm hoping this guy, and we know the last nickel for us that was real physical too. That dog we had in CGJ before he left. Um, I see I mean, he got similar physicality. Now how he's going to defend against these quick shifty dudes, we'll see. But man, that's gonna be real interesting to see. How that plays out. Because I was thinking that Sankir was gonna be back there with Justin Reed, but and I know it's OTAs, it's early. They just probably getting different looks. But Sankir started right there, so maybe they want to get a good look at him in that position. So
I
I'm
heard this.
excited
What
to
I
see.
heard from Saints media, from a lot of Saints media.
I do know the physicality is there. So far as him beating the receivers off the ball and giving that good press to kind of jam their route, I think he definitely has that. Now, far as like I said, far as the coverage part of it, we definitely see as you know time goes on, many count. Think many count. They're gonna start really running routes and doing them 707s. So we'll start seeing more of the one-on-one coverage part with him. But yeah, that's real interesting, man. I'm excited to see how that's going to
Saints
play out.
media. This is what I wanted to say too. According to Saints media, they insist that the safety position is one of our strongest spots on the football team. They insist. Although I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I don't see it. You understand what I'm saying? Um, I wasn't. I was impressed with the way that Sankir played last season, but I wasn't so much impressed with the way that Reed played. I'm just being
Yes.
100 about it. And we couldn't get a read on Blackman because Blackman, first game of the season, he was gone. So we couldn't really get a good read on that. But I've heard plenty, multiple people in Saints media insists that we are strong at the safety position, currently on the team, even though I don't see it. So, you know, if that would explain why they have Sankir, Blackman, and Reed, penciled in right now as the starters, and Sankir being, playing the star position. You know, that would explain that because if they think that those three guys are talented, you want to get the three of the most talented guys and stuff on the field at the same time. So that would make sense. And it would make a whole lot of sense if what they say eventually ends up being true, meaning that these guys are very good, at their position and all that kind of stuff, right? Which, again, I must emphasize, I did not see last season. Okay. So we'll see how that worked out. Also, too, I know we talked about this too. Um, Quincy and Kool-Aid came in as um first string cornerbacks too. You saw that, right?
Right. Yep.
So, so far it seemed like that backfield would be Quincy, Kool-Aid, Reed, Blackman, Sankir. That's the way it's looking right now. Those
And I'm
things can change, because competition can change that.
right.
Also, I don't like saying this, and I with the knock under the table type thing, with on the wood or whatever, right? Injuries can change that too. So we're gonna see how that go.
Right. And I'm gonna be honest, the way looking at it, I'm not gonna say I'm glad it played out like that because I only know Sankir what he done as safety in the backfield, but them giving him reps here, I'm just glad they didn't throw like a Sonny Styles out there. Cause Sonny Styles, he could. I mean, yeah, we know he fast, but is he able to put that into cover, shutting down the slot guys or whatever? But who knows? Sonny Styles might step up later in training camp, with that spot, and Sankir might beat out Blackman in the backfield back there with Reed. So like I said, we don't know what happened. I'm just glad they just didn't throw like a Sonny Styles out there off rip.
Yeah,
It ain't done nothing yet. So,
I'm glad they didn't do that too, man. I think that would have been irresponsible too.
and that would have showed desperation. Like that really would have showed it would have showed like we definitely don't have nobody there. Um,
Hmm.
that they can put there. So really, I hope Sankiri get it. But I know Sonny Styles is fast and he a rookie. We'll see how it plays out. Um, but we'll see, man. We'll see how these rookies play out. Know how that could
Shout
go.
out to JT, bro. That's my dog.
Oh yeah, shout out to the OG JT.
What's up, JT? That's my dog. You want to open it up, bro? Or we just a little bit? You understand? We have full nine. We have full nine.
Yeah, we can take two calls. We're gonna take two calls. Kind of running on time today, so just excuses, but we take two calls today. The link is in the comments. You guys call in. Give us your thoughts on what we've been talking about. Any other news you want to talk about? I do
Mhm.
know what we just reiterated earlier in the show. I mean, as far as the AK situation, I think what we said that pretty much is
Yeah, and
really.
please, man, if y'all come in, bro, please, man. Like, I don't like telling people what to talk about too much. I just don't want to talk about Elvin Kamara. Okay, I don't want to talk about it because it's frustrating, and I'm tired of going round and round with that. And like we mentioned earlier, we shouldn't be going round and round with this. The man got a contract. Either y'all want him to play or y'all don't want him to play. I just don't want to talk about it no more until the Saints give us a resolution on that. You understand? We just gonna go with the assumption that AK, is not on the team and he's not off the team. So
All right. So we
right?
got our first caller in the building. We got our guy Jay Live in the building. Jay Live,
Ooh,
what
that's
it do,
my
fam?
round. It's my round.
Man, what's happening, man? How y'all doing, bro?
What's up, bro? What's happening with you, bro?
I'm chilling, fam.
Shit, salivating, waiting on this season. You know what's up,
What you got on your mind? What you got on your mind, Round? What you got on your mind, Round?
man? Now look, I liked how you hit that point talking about Sanka because I was on another show yesterday talking about that, bro. Like, having Sanka move down and play that fucking Joker role for us, that star role, that allows us to put Blackman on the field because if not, that's too much talent just sitting on the sideline, bro. And Sanka showed enough, but like you said, CB, the only thing that's really in question is not his physicality, not can he be good in run support. Is basically if he can really stick with those shifty wide receivers in that slot. You know what I mean? So I'm glad y'all touched up, but yeah, that's one position I'm paying attention to, bro. But I'm telling you, I am really looking forward to seeing that the defensive lineman go at it, bro. Once you put some pads on, you
You know what
know.
I wanted to ask you? You know what I wanted to ask you, bro? Because you talked
What's
about it
that?
so much, bro. Elaborate, man, on what you were saying with the tight ends and stuff, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Like I got because like you were saying, it's a common trend in the NFL right now where everybody's moving to that 13 personnel. They're utilizing the hell out of these tight ends. And remember last year when we caught Kellen Moore, what I saw what he likes to do, he likes to keep you in your base and then he game plans against your base, right? So with us going out there in 13 personnel, that's going to give us the option, especially with these athletic tight ends that we have. That gives us the option not only run out of it, but pass, but pitcher running out of it. You're going to have 5 offensive linemen. You could probably have, if we go out there 13, goddamn, we got 3 tight ends on the goddamn field, bro. That ETN going to eat, bro. And then so they're going to have a hard time. That's going to force them to bring in another linebacker because we're going heavy. And what our line and if everything works out the way we think it is, when we got Jawan Johnson and Delp out there running routes, they just as fast as fucking wide receivers. It's a mismatch for the linebacker, and I think we're gonna do that a lot this year because I saw him do that a lot when he caught teams in their base. We always went hurry up, and he had plays that he already game planned for that he drew up ready to go against what they do in that type of situation. So I think
Yep.
we go like so. I think we're gonna hit that 12 and 13 heavy this year,
And
baby. Heavy.
keep in mind too, bro. You talked about Dewan, right? You know, and how he can go out and do right and route this stuff, right? Don't forget about Noah Fant too, bro.
For real.
You understand what I'm saying? Noah Fant has that ability too, bro. You know what
He
I'm saying?
does.
You know,
He does.
it's going to be very interesting, bro, on how teams try to guard against that. And I'm glad that we running it, in our training camp at OTAs, so that when we see it, that we will be able to, to defend it, ourselves. Because we played quite a bit of teams this season, bro, that run 12 personnel. You know,
Yeah.
let me put it like this: that are planning on running 12 personnel this season. We played quite a few teams that's going to do that this season. You know,
Yes, sir. And I think the Seahawks did it last year, right?
yeah, they did, bro. And they did it, man, successfully and stuff too.
Right. That was a problem for us.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I think that's why people, the NFL can be a copycat league. What happened? Oh, okay, it can be a copycat league, and I think that all the other teams and stuff saw the kind of success that Seattle had with that, and they trying to
Hmm.
follow suit with it this season. Anything else, man, that you like to say, my brother? With anything else that you observed that you know, that you
I got a hot take for you.
sure,
I
sure.
think I think the biggest surprise out of our draft picks that we got this year, bro, is gonna be Barry Brown. I think he's
Mm,
gonna be more. I think he's gonna be more than just a kickoff returner. I think once they see what this boy do when he gets that ball in his hand in space, it's gonna be too hard to keep him off the field. They're gonna have some plays in there because he's a problem if you get him the ball in space. I can't see why we wouldn't utilize that as a weapon on our offense, bro. So that's my hot take. Look out for Barry and Brown. He might be a 7th-round pick, but shit, he played for two dominant schools in college with Kentucky and LSU. I know everybody high on Bryce Lanson. I am too, but he's, if you look at it, he's the one that actually played with top notch talent throughout his
Mhm.
career and was productive.
And you know
So
something else about that too, J Live, bro? That people that I know a lot of Saints fans didn't pay attention to that, but I did. I paid attention to that. Although I ain't even talked about that. We didn't even mention that when me and CB did the draft show. That was like that when we drafted him, that was an area of need. It was more than a need at kick returner. Because remember how we went into the draft and everybody kept saying how we needed a wide receiver that can make dynamic plays after getting the ball.
right.
That can break a tackle and take it, take this to the house or whatever, right? They talked about having that kind of player all season last season, on the Saints football team. And I think Barry and Brown is that player.
Right.
The kind of player that, you miss one tackle on him, he'll take it to the house.
They'll take it to the house, make two, 3 people miss.
Yep, one of those kind of players. So I think that led to the decision for them to draft him as well.
Yeah, bro. Special teams was definitely a position that we needed to address. But yeah, bro, I wanted to come on and holler at y'all. Yes, sir. Always appreciate y'all having me, man. Great show, and I'll let somebody else get on here and sit.
No doubt about it, man. Who that?
Yes, sir. Who that?
Fam.
All right, CB. Yes, sir.
All right, who that? All right, shout out to J Live. Okay, our last caller. Last caller of the night is gonna be the OG JT. JT, what it do, fam?
Man, what's happening with y'all, fellas?
Bro, I missed you.
How y'all doing?
Week, bro. I missed
you.
Yeah,
man. Look, bro, I've been hunting y'all down, bro. I know y'all miss me, man. CB know, bro. CB know what I be doing, man. CB up there. I see y'all on the after shows all the time, but y'all never let me talk to y'all. I guess because it's the after show, What's up, Uptown? What's up with you,
bro? Man, speak on it. Speak on it. I want to hear from you, bro.
And I'm about to tell you. I'm about to hit you with this here because J Live took some of my thunder, but I'm gonna start with this. I don't want to talk about Alvin Kamara either. You know what I'm saying? Because the Saints gonna do what they gonna do with him. Everybody should see it happening right in front of our face, man. We got this youth movement going. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's gonna hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt a lot of Saints fans, man. Taysom Hill, he had a U-Haul truck in front of his house. I mean, come on, man. All this kind of stuff is happening, but it's just the way it is right now. We trying to get somewhere, bro. We trying to get somewhere with some new Saints. We trying to put. We won't be the New England Patriots of back then. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a young team, man. You got to let these young boys play. And that's why I ain't talking about Alvin because hey. They get him. They pay him to stay here. Good. They don't. Well, what position we gonna be in next year? What position we gonna be in? If you know what I'm saying? When is the time gonna come that you want that to happen? The same with Cam. You know what I'm saying? And the same with some of these guys that the coach didn't draft. Kellen Moore didn't draft a lot of these dudes, and they still on there. Everybody asking me about Kendre Miller. Say, bro, man, this to me, I'm saying, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear all that kind of stuff, but this is last training camp. That's just from me. Now, I ain't, because I'm tired of all that waiting. When you going? I ain't waiting no more. How long we wait?
Bro, me and CB been sick of that.
Yeah, I ain't waiting for nobody, man. You should, if you ain't showed yourself in 2 years, look at that quarterback we got. The quarterback come here, a rookie. They threw that guy in half of the season. And now y'all, everybody, ooh, Lord, we going to Super Bowl. Because we got a leader now. We got a leader now. Very experienced in age. What, 26, 27 CB? You know?
27.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, bro. That's what we needed. Now, I'm gonna say this here, Uptown. A couple things I ain't too sure about, which is in that cornerback area and safety area.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I'm talking about injured players. We trying to plug in Blackman and the new cornerback. These are injured players. Remember now, the cornerback had an Achilles injury, and the other one had what that is, a shoulder injury. And then he had another shoulder or something like that. Blackman. He got hurt the beginning of the season, and I said that. I said when he make a tackle, because I saw it in the when he played for the other one. When he make a tackle, he throw his body into him, bro, and he's not big enough, you know, muscular wise to take that lick from them boys. And when he go run into him, that's when he hurt himself every time. So what's gonna happen once they injure? Who we got to back them up? Okay, we got these young guys back there backing them up. Okay, well, let them, I'm like this, let them start and play. Let them guys learn, man. I don't want these guys coming in here and you know, I know that's the way it is right now, but sometimes, bro, that be the downfall to your team when you're talking about leading a game 21 to 17, and then all of a sudden, you know, if something happened, a big play or whatever, man. You know, I just want my Saints to keep rolling, keep going with it, and I think we could take this division, bro. You know?
Yeah.
You know? And J Live, he took my thunder. J Live took my thunder. J Live called it though. See that guy Barry and Brown? Oh my goodness. Man. If he be in that 4 wide receiver set, I'm gonna tell you right now. Right now, the Saints in the 4 wide receiver set, I say either one of them can take it the distance. Either one of them. And that's what I like. That's what I like. Either one of them can take it the distance, you know? And that's the same thing at the running back position. You know, I was explaining that on the show before, CB, and I said, tell me the last time Alvin broke him a 70-yard run. Tell me that. Tell me a time when Alvin broke that 60-yard run. What, that was in 2020 or something like that? Man, come on, man. We need somebody, once they get through that, take that to the house, because we kept counting on 3 points when we get down there. You know, I don't like that, man. Go get 6, man. Go get 6. That'll change everything. That'll change everything. But shit, hey, Uptown, you called it, bro, and I, like I told y'all, I'm always with y'all, bro. Just keep it going, bro. You know, cause we sound like we thinking the same. I'm down here talking about you preaching. I'm about to build a church for you. Yeah. But look, bro, I'm waiting on them Saints, bro. And I tell you, bro, good talking with y'all. But look, hey, CB. Hey, bro, you know, come on a little more often, CB. You know, bro, you be spacing us out, you know, by weeks and shit. You know what I'm saying? You be spacing us out. You know,
we're starting to get in once a week.
Y'all don't know this, bro. We started doing once a week. If y'all paid attention, we've been
look, yeah, I've been, but I've been every time I see like once or twice, I miss y'all. You know, you know, like I miss y'all once or twice. But when a Sunday afternoon come, I catch y'all, because I know ain't no man in New Orleans know anything about New Orleans. What could they be doing on a Sunday evening?
Yep, because these days is usually reserved, bro, for them Saints.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Man, look, bro, appreciate you, brother, as always.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, bro. I'm traveling anyway right now. I'm just getting through Louisiana, man, trying to go back here with my daughter. But I'm on the road, you know.
Yeah, appreciate you, JT, man.
Yeah, all the time, Uptown. All right, CB, y'all checking out, bro. Be cool.
Like, no doubt. Who that?
Right,
Who that?
Okay, shout out to our guy JT.
Well,
Uptown, you got any final thoughts before we wrap this show up?
Just keep paying attention, man. You know, hopefully all this Camara stuff will be cleared up pretty soon. I think they just did OTAs. Where we at with it not next, man? What training camp next? You know?
I think next week, this week is mandatory. Then you got mini
Yeah,
camp.
yeah, that's right, mandatory OTAs. Yeah. And we're gonna see, bro, we're gonna come up, see what everything looking like as far as mandatory OTAs and stuff, man. And of course we're gonna provide y'all with that information and how we see it here on the WDN Chatline podcast. You dig? So, keep in tune. Y'all know how we rock. Y'all know how me and CB do. Y'all know we tell y'all, I would say that we are the most honest people talking about the Saints on the internet. Although we ain't the biggest, I'd rather be the most honest than the biggest. You understand what
Facts.
I'm saying? So and we keep it real and stuff and let y'all know what it feels like. And y'all, as y'all see, we get the people that even calls into us, they are honest about the Saints. So just keep in mind, keep up with us, man. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Facts. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, Who That Nation. Shout out to all the ones that tuned in, that was live in the comment section, or if you were just listening, we appreciate that. We also appreciate the guys calling in. Shout out to J Live and shout out to JT. And shout out to all the other calls that we get on our other shows. You guys, please like, subscribe, follow the page, Who That Nation. If you're not excited now, I don't know when you're gonna get excited, but I'm definitely excited to see, how this thing gets up. We just gotta hope that guys is getting treated medically wise and getting their stretching and stuff in because we know this part of the off season could be a dangerous time with some, things happen. So we just gotta keep our fingers crossed and hope the Saints medical staff is on point with the treatment, and we'll see what's coming up next week as our guys continue OTAs. This is the WDN Chatline podcast, and we are out. Who that?
Who that, baby? For life.